Welcome back to Funimation 3D, kids and family cartoon, the magical channel where learning feels like playtime and every story is full of color, kindness, and curiosity. Today, we're stepping into a bright, bouncy world of gears, wheels, ropes, and moving parts. We're going to discover how simple machines help us lift, push, roll, and build amazing things without needing superhero strength. Get ready, young engineers, because our adventure into simple machines starts now. Our story begins in a cheerful little town called Gearville, where everything looks like it came out of a friendly toy workshop. The houses have rooftops shaped like gears, the lampposts look like colorful screws, and the streets are smooth and curved like long ramps. In the center of Gearville is a sunny park, where children love to play. But today, there is a big problem in the park. A giant stone block sits right where they want to build a new slide. The townspeople gather around the stone and push with all their might. Their faces turn red and their feet dig into the ground, but the stone refuses to move even an inch. It's just too heavy. In the middle of the crowd stands Milo, a curious kid with big, bright eyes and a yellow cap shaped like a tiny construction helmet. Milo loves building things and asking questions. As he watches everyone struggle, he thinks, there must be a smarter way to move this rock. Milo remembers something his grandpa once said, you don't always need more muscles, sometimes you just need the right machine. But Milo looks around and doesn't see any big machines like cranes or tractors. Then he smiles and says softly, maybe I don't need a big machine, maybe I just need a simple machine. With that thought, he runs toward the edge of town, where a magical place waits for young inventors. On a shiny hill just outside Gearville stands the Workshop of Wonders, a cozy building made of wood, metal, and glowing glass. Inside, every shelf is filled with tools, wheels, ropes, and beams. The workshop sparkles with soft golden light, and tiny particles of dust float in the air like glitter. When Milo opens the door, the whole workshop comes alive. Hammers wobble, measuring tapes wiggle, and a toolbox pops open on its own. Out of the toolbox jump 4 adorable characters. The first is Levi the Lever, a long wooden plank with a smile and little eyes near one end. Next comes Polly the Pulley, a round wheel with a groove and a rope wrapped around her sides. Then rolls in Wally the Wheel and Axle, a pair of wheels attached to a small cylinder, spinning happily. Finally, sliding down from a high shelf is Rhea the Ramp, a smooth, flat board tilted gently upward like a friendly slide. The narrator explains, these are simple machines. Each one has a special way of making hard work easier. Milo looks at them with wonder. He doesn't quite understand how they work yet, but he's ready to learn. The workshop glows a little brighter as the adventure begins. First, Milo and Levi the Lever head back to the park to visit the giant stone block. The townspeople step aside as Milo places Levi on the ground next to the stone. Underneath the lever, he adds a small, sturdy rock as a fulcrum, the pivot point. The narrator says, a lever is a long bar that rests on a fulcrum. When you push down on one side, it helps lift something heavy on the other side. Milo walks to the long end of the lever as Levi stretches under the stone on the short end. Milo pushes down gently. At first, nothing happens. Then he pushes a little harder, and to everyone's surprise, the heavy stone block begins to lift off the ground. Just a little bit, but enough to make everyone gasp. The crowd cheers as the narrator explains. By using a lever, Milo used a small force over a long distance to lift something very heavy. That's the magic of simple machines. They trade distance for force to make work easier. Next, Milo wants to lift some wooden beams to build the frame of the new slide. The beams are too high to carry by hand. That's when Polly the Pulley jingles cheerfully. Milo ties one end of a rope to a beam and passes the rope over Polly, who hangs from a sturdy beam above. As Milo pulls down on the rope, the wooden beam rises smoothly into the air. The children's eyes widen as they see the beam go up while Milo pulls down. The narrator says, a pulley uses a wheel and a rope to change the direction of a force. Instead of lifting something up directly, Milo pulls down, which is easier for his body. With more pulleys working together, he could even use less force. In a fun animation, extra pulleys appear, and we see how each one helps share the load, making the beam feel lighter and lighter. Now it's time to move the stone block farther across the park. Even with the lever, it would take many lifts to move it all the way. Wally the wheel and axle rolls forward eagerly. Milo places the stone onto a simple cart with Wally as its wheels. Dragging something across the ground can be very hard, the narrator explains. But when you put it on wheels, it becomes much easier to move because rolling creates less friction than sliding. Milo starts to push the cart. At first, he worries that it will be heavy, but thanks to Wally, the cart glides forward smoothly. The stone that seemed impossible to move now rolls across the park like a big, lazy turtle. The children laugh and run beside it. Wally spins happily, proud to show how wheels and axles make movement smoother and faster. Finally, Milo needs to get the stone and the beams onto a high platform where the top of the slide will be. Lifting them straight up would be too tough, even with a pulley. That's when Rhea the ramp gently slides into place. Milo sets one end of the ramp on the ground and the other end on the platform, making a long, gentle slope. The narrator explains, "An inclined plane, or ramp, lets you push something heavy upward over a long distance, instead of lifting it straight up. You still do the same amount of work, but it feels easier because you spread the effort over more distance." Milo pushes the cart with the stone up the ramp. It takes a bit of time, but he can do it without straining. Step by step, wheel by wheel, the cart reaches the top of the platform. With the stone in place, the beams lifted, and the platform ready, the whole town begins to build the new slide. They use levers to adjust wooden planks, pulleys to lift decorations, wheels to move paint buckets, and ramps to bring up tools. The park becomes a colorful construction scene, filled with laughter, motion, and teamwork. Soft, glowing animations trace the paths of forces and motions, making the science feel like magic. By sunset, the new slide stands tall and shining in the middle of the park. It's painted in bright reds, blues, and yellows. Little flags flap in the wind at the top, and twinkling lights hang from the sides. Milo climbs the stairs, takes a deep breath, and goes down the slide, his face full of joy as he zooms along the smooth curve. The children cheer and take turns sliding, giggling all the way down. As the sky turns a gentle purple, the narrator speaks warmly. Today, Milo and his friends learned that you don't always need to be the strongest to solve a problem. With creativity, simple machines, and teamwork, hard work becomes easier and even fun. Levers, pulleys, wheels, and ramps are all around us. In playgrounds, in tools, in bicycles, and in many things we use every day. The camera slowly zooms out from the happy park of Gearville. We see the lever resting proudly by the stone's old spot, the pulley swinging gently from a beam, the wheels still turning slowly on the cart, and the ramp waiting for the next load to roll up. The town glows softly under a sky full of stars shaped like tiny gears, as if the universe itself is an enormous, beautiful machine. We hope you enjoyed learning simple machines. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Funimation 3D Sans, kids and family cartoon for more fun, magical, and educational cartoons. See you next time.